Hello and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're going to bring you the 4 or 5 inch block. Now, I got this idea from one of my friends and the member of our Facebook group called DD Maker. And she kind of gave me the jumping board for this pattern or this idea. And then, of course, I had to make it my own. Right? So this is going to be one of those foundation paper piecing patterns that is a lot of fun, and you'll find the pattern link in the show notes below. Also in the show notes below, you're going to find a YouTube channel called Collage Quilter, and Emily at Collage Quilter is a very talented, wonderful quilter, and she thinks of quilting a whole lot differently than I do, and I really get inspired when I watch her videos. So when you go check her out and you share, like, and subscribe her, tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. As well, if you like what you're seeing here on this channel and you haven't subscribed, please do, and also hit the share, like, subscribe, all that, but make a comment. What happens with YouTube is that the comments, the number of comments helps push the video forward and push it up, so it gets more views and it gets more membership. The other thing we're offering now is our Facebook group, and we've talked to you about this before, where we're making use of the membership group. The membership is making use of those virtual rooms, so we have sew dates there 24/7. We also are going to be either voting on our monthly Zoom sew date, or we have decided. Now, if we've decided, that Zoom coordinate link is going to be in the show notes as well as our Facebook group. So we have a really cute little foundation paper piecing pattern for you to look at today. Compliments of DD Maker. So come on in, let's get going. Okay, so here's the 4 or 5 inch block, right? Now, if you just want a 4 inch block, you sew your blocks like this, and this is the only thing you do. But if you want a 5 inch block, this is what you do. And like I say, I was showing this and I thought, oh my god, what a cute idea. I have just such a great idea. So I'm going to do mine in red and whites because I have red and white scraps. So now I've already done the wheel trace, or the tracing wheel, where I go across and all this stuff. So I can feel all of this on the back. And I'm hoping you can see this, right? The other thing I do is, because I'm only working with 2 colors, but this is something we can do too, is write the letter, or write the name of the color where it's going to go. Like if it's not colored, it's background, right? So this helps me get through, you know, like some stuff here quicker, and you know, it's easier on me, right? So I'm going to show you how this is all done. Now this isn't hard. This is so not hard. I'm just going to grab some red scraps and hope that I've got enough without, oh, maybe I do need. Uh-oh, I remember what I did to this. I annihilated a bunch of stuff in here. So let me get some red scraps. Let me get some red scraps. And let me get some white scraps, because, yeah, we've been beating down our crumbs, so that's good. We're going to start, the very first is, I'm not going to use that scrap, it's too light. Okay, so let's get some reds. So I need a red that's basically going to cover this, and I'm just going to very quickly cut this, and I end up with a red piece that's big enough, and I'm going to put it with a white. And because I can see on the back, right, my red, and I can see where overlapping, I can actually see where to place my very first piece. So I'm going to take the white next, and it can be over. I am using crumbs. So this is number 2, between 1 and 2, that's where we want to be. And if we just run through this, okay, so 1 is going to be white, and it's on an angle, it's on a triangle. It's a big triangle of white. Is that going to be big enough? Yes, it is. Yeah, I do. I have exactly enough coverage there. Perfect. Well, let's get that cut. So this white will go right there, and a red piece will go to either side. So I'm just going to cut it to a triangle, right? Just like that. And I'm going to put, which side is number 2? 2 and 3. 2 and 3 are the same. Now, because 2 and 3 are the same, you could actually put this any way you need to, right? I'm just going to lay it like that, because 2 and 3, in, oh, I got it the wrong side. 2 is on this side. So, if you're going to do this, you want to do just like that. You want to bring it down 1/4 of an inch or more, right? And go under your needle just by holding it. And just go 1/4 inch past. Okay, now, same thing with this. You're going to do the white is right there. You want everything 1/4 inch past where it's supposed to lay. And number 2 is on this side. Yep. Okay, so 2 is on this side, so you want to be right there. Is that going to work? Yes. Yes, it will. Okay. There we go. Now, we take the first one, and we know we got 1 and 2 on, so we want to make sure that we've got enough here for 3. And yes, we do. And we just trim this off just a bit. There we go. And I'm going to go for symmetry. Yeah, I could. I'll go for symmetry in my scraps. Why not? Why not? I can. It's all good. Okay. So, now, when you're doing the other red, right, the other red goes on the other side, and that red will be this one. And it's a little darker and a little brighter. There we go. And I got enough for 2 pieces, so that works. So, now I want to make sure that this is lined up. So I'm going to, okay, we go like this, and we go down like this, and go like this, and we go, wait a minute, we go like this, and we go down like this. There we go. So both of these can run through at the same time. Okay, now you just want to run them through just like this. Ooh, we need a little bit more red on that side because that side's not catching. Okay. 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 There we go. There we go, and that's got good coverage. I love doing paper pieces. I just find it very relaxing. And when you can mark stuff out like this, where I've colored, you know, basically marked out what I'm gonna, what color is gonna go where, it makes this so much easier. Okay, so let's make sure. Let's get this one now. So we want to go 4 and 5 because 1, 2, and 3 have been done. So we're gonna just click this over. And when you use that tracing wheel, this stuff just folds over so quick. It's so nice and fast. You know, it speeds up stuff because it just, you know, I'm not putting any pressure on here at all. And I've got good coverage. I've got a whole, like, you know, whole gamut of stuff here. Now yeah, that's going to be big enough. So let's put this up just like this. We're going to do both sides. Oh, let's go this way. It's a little straighter. That side's a little straighter. Okay. Okay. There. Okay, now this goes out. So these have to have a white. Now I need a square-ish shaped white. And I could use this stuff, but it's bigger. Oh, let's see if I got anything smaller. Okay. I got something smaller, but is it? It should work. It should work. It should work. So let's try it on. Now, 4s are being done, so it's this side. Okay, so 4 is going to be done. Just like so. Now 4 is way over. So I'm going to bend this back. So I have coverage, right? That's all I need is coverage there. I don't need a great big piece hanging out. And I'm going to do 5 while it's down on the board. I'm just going to like mark between 3 and 5 because it's here. I'm already here. I might as well do it. Oh. There we go. And so 4 goes like this. Now is that going to be big enough? Yes. No. 4 goes like this. So now it's going to be long enough. I'm going to have coverage for my 1/4 inch seams in all directions. So that's how it's going to go. Okay, 4. Okay. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, these. These are just, I don't know. I've always enjoyed this. I mean, once I learned how to do this, I was like, oh, this is so much easier. And you end up with such precision. You know, and it's none of this, oh, I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, no, you know it's going to work. As long as you can sew a straight line on your line, you're good. Okay, let's get the other one. And we're doing 4. 4 goes like that. 4 goes like that. And I've got coverage. Oh, I should probably trim first. Trim, don't just wing it. That's the problem when you do these, you do enough of it, after a while you feel, oh, I can just wing it, and then you end up with problems. I do 5 while I'm here because that's fast. There we go. Now 4 goes back here, and I go like this, just like that. Make sure I have coverage here. I need to be a little bit more than a 1/4 inch past this dotted line here. So I've got good coverage. Now I can just put this under, and so I'm good. Okay, there we go. Now next up is more white. I'm kind of making a stripe, so I'm just going to get 2 little pieces of white, and I'm hoping to get the same colors, but now these are symmetrical, right? But so it doesn't matter which one really I could put on first, right? But I will try not to confuse you. Ooh, and I have 2 of these. Yes, they're big enough, but it's kind of a red print, so we'll go there. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. And that'll be fun print to put in here. Okay. Okay, now. Okay, so this opens up that way. That's good. Now I need something for this side, and I probably should have rooted around already and found all this stuff, but you know, sometimes it's just fun to keep digging. Oh, ooh, ooh. No, 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 no. This is nice. Oh, this is nice. This has got a nice little polka dot, white on white polka dot, and that would be just lovely. There we go. And we'll do 5. We'll do the other side of this, because this is 9 pieces and the rest of them don't have that many pieces. Yeah. Okay, that goes out like that. That goes out like that. And make sure you're sewing the right side down, because that has happened too. Okay, I'm going to put this down just like so. Okay, and now we have the great big half piece. Now, here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this number 6 on here is this piece. So what we have to do is kind of get this. We've got the tracing wheel already on it, so it's going to fold easy enough, but we have to get this all lined up, and sometimes you have to pull. Oh, that's in the right spot. You have to pull on your work a bit to get them to loosen off. So here we are. Now we've got a whole bunch of thread here. So I'm just going to check my front. Yes, I'm right on that line. And I'm just going to go across, just like this, and trim everything nice. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to use this white on white. I think that white on white would be perfect. It's big enough, and it's pretty. So I'm going to go just like this and lay it down. Okay. Lay it down and go right across. Now if your paper piecing starts to fall apart, tape is your friend. I have taped together several foundation paper pieces because your stitches are so close, and then your tracing wheel gets in there, and then, you know, this and that all happen. Now we're just going to finish off this. I'm going to need a real dark red to make that one pop. I'm just going to trim off this. And my last 2 pieces. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now, do I want something bright? Oh, I could go, no, that's wrong. Ooh, that would be fun. Let's try this. That would be fun. Okay, I just need 2 pieces, right? So I'm doubling it up, and I need them about that big. Probably. There we go. That's how big. You just guess. There's no exact science to any of this. You guess how big, and you hope if you're right, and if you're wrong, that you've got extra fabric, right? So, okay, let's get one side done. And we'll get the other side laid out. Again, you kind of lay this out, and then you see where that line is, and you start to kind of press just on the line first. It kind of gives you an idea as to how far back you have to start pulling. There we go. That's the easiest way to explain it. That tracing wheel trick is just the bomb. Just the bomb. Okay, and then you check it. Yeah, it's all in a good spot. It's all in a great spot. The other thing about the tracing wheel people don't realize is you can do up to 4 layers at a time. You know, so that's really nice as well. Okay, so this, you're going to lay across like this, and it's going to work so nice. And there we go. There we go. And we get that last piece sewn onto our work here, this last middle bit. Okay, here we go. Now, what you would do, okay, I'm just going to clear off all this stuff because I don't need all of that now. Okay, oh, here we go. Now what you're going to do is you would take this all to your ironing board. Like if you were doing this as part of a quilt, right? you take this all to your ironing board, you'd press it all nice and neat, and you know, you would then use, you know, very carefully, you know, go through. Just, I'm on the hinge again. I don't want to be on the hinge. Being on the hinge is bad. So I'm just going to run through. Okay. These two. No, I don't know what to do with these, so I'm going to put them through as there. A leader ender. You get all of that stuff off. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut this. You're going to trim this down to the lines, right? So well, that's your first line. Oops. Okay. Now, and you just trim this around. You want this as flat as you can be and as straight as you can be. Okay. And these don't take long to trim. Okay. That's one triangle. I'll get the other one right away. And I just finger press up. Here. This is coming together very quick, actually. Now, this is where you get to the 4 or 5. Like, if you need a 4-inch block, you just do the 2 triangles. Right? If you need a 5-inch block, you insert the middle stairway step. There. Okay. So there we are. 4 and 5, or the 2 triangles. Now we're going to do the edge. Okay. One side. And here, we just get those little points. Okay, and we get the other side's points. Ooh, make sure that's finger pressed correctly. There we go. And now, get the other 2 sides. There. Alright, now, we'll get all that off the board. Okay, so this pattern works whether you put it this way. Oops, if you put it this way, it'll work. Okay, these 3 pieces, or just this way. If you want a 4-inch block, this is what you got, right? If you want a 5-inch block, this is what you do. This is why I'm calling it 4 or 5. So let's get this all sewn together, and you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, and this is not hard. This just is going to be the last little bit. And I'm going to use a pin to mark my edges, or my corners. Right, just so, so I'm going to put a pin here through this mark, and a pin right at this corner here, right there, just to mark them. So I know I'm lined up, right? Because otherwise you don't know if you're lined up or not, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't know where I am. So that would be bad. Now, when you're putting your pin in, you can either like pin it and start it like this, because it's going to work the other way. Like, you can also like start from both directions, going through at the same time. You can go this way. You put your pin in, and then you run it through. And you flip it over, and you do exactly the same for the other side. And that way you don't miss. Of course, you've got the world's dullest pin in your hand. There. So just like that, you've got your pins in. And now, as you start, you're going to make sure that lines up nice and neat. And you're going to lay your pin as flat as you can. And you're going to go into the paper and stop. And pull your pin. And just go along, just like that. There we go. And we're going to just do a little straight line, and we're going to try and get all of our points on this side. That's why you sew with this point, this one up, because you want to make your points. And as you get to the end, you see, oh wow, it's right in the right place. It's perfect. So you go right across. Now we put another leader ender in. Yeah, these are fun. These are fun. Oh, that's too long, too short, too whatever. Okay, here. There. Okay, so now you bend this out of the way, and you see you have your points. You have both of your points, just perfect, right? Okay, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, and then we'll do our stay stitching, and then we get to our ta-da moment. So just hang in there if you want to see this. There, like that, and like that. Yep, right there. Okay, like the part you need up, the paper side that you need up is the side you pin through first, right? That might make it a little easier for you. Oh, there we go. So, there. And now we get this in and we lay it down as flat as we can. We get it close up to the pin as we can, then we pull the pin. Okay. And we make our first point. Perfect. We make our second point. Yes, we do. Awesome. And we see we're not having any issues, so we can pull our other pin. And there we go. Now I'm going to do a quick little stabilizing, just to run a quick one around here so that I don't, it basically stabilizes everything. I don't think I have too much bias on the edge, but just to be safe, I'm going to do the bias. So here we go, just like that, and I'm going to flip it over back, and then we're going to run that stay stitching all the way around the outside, right in the seam allowance. There. And I made that too, yep. Now the only parts you have to worry about are the corners, the big corners, because if they twist out of shape or pop out of shape, you know, you just have to be kind of mindful that they're there. And last one. And here we'll get that off. And now we'll get to our ta-da moment. Hello, and this is our big ta-da moment. Isn't this cute? This is a stunning graphic. I'm so glad that Dee Dee showed me her 4-inch variety, and then I decided I'm going to expand this and play around with this. What she was doing was much smaller scale, and I thought, no, that's like too small for most people to do. So I thought, well, we'll play around with this and do a 4-inch block. And then I decided, no, this is perfect for a little staircase. Now, you could do this all scrappy colors, and it would look wonderful. And when you're putting these together, it also would create like you could have a secondary pattern coming into play. As these points go match to the next point across, it would look like a massive X. And you would have lots of light values to break up all your crazy scrappiness and happiness that you're doing. So I hope you try this block. It's going to be, the pattern's going to be a free pattern in the show notes below. And let us see what you do with it. I would love to see it. Okay, until next time, I hope you have an amazing week and everything goes great for you in your sewing room. Okay, take care until then. Bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for coming along with us on our quilting journey and the YouTube adventure that we're on. We have some wonderful plans for 2023. And it includes a lot more, like with the Facebook group and the rooms feature and sewing and hanging out with people. Those monthly Zoom sew dates are still in the works. We have a lot of fun ideas coming up for 2023, and we hope you share, like, and subscribe with your friends. That little notification button and subscribing to us really helps us out. Commenting helps us out too. So if you like what you're seeing, let us know. Even send us a heart on the comment. That helps so much for us. Okay, you have an absolutely fabulous 2023, and all of our best wishes for you in the future. Okay, take care. Bye.